All right, let's jump right in. Today we're tackling Die Hard.
A classic.
It really is. And, you reached out wanting to know more about its impact.
It's huge.
It is. So, lucky for us, the Retro Rewind podcast did a whole episode about it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. It's called Yippee-Ki-Yay, Action Movie Game Changer, Die Hard.
Nice.
So we dove into that episode
Awesome.
to break down just what made Die Hard such a phenomenon.
Yeah, I mean, you think about when it came out.
Yeah, 1988.
Right, 88.
Mhm.
Action movies were all about these larger-than-life heroes.
Totally.
Like your Schwarzeneggers, your
Yeah.
Stallones.
Oh, yeah.
These guys were practically invincible.
They were. It was all about muscles and explosions
Right.
and one-liners, but delivered completely straight.
Exactly. Like no self-awareness at all.
No.
And then comes Die Hard with John McClane.
Yeah.
He's like a breath of fresh air. He's an everyman.
Yes.
A regular guy.
Yeah, just caught up in this crazy situation.
Totally. And he was barefoot most of the movie.
Yeah.
Not your typical action hero look.
Not at all.
Exactly. But that's what made him so relatable.
Yeah.
He was vulnerable. Like he bleeds, he gets hurt.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
cracking jokes under pressure.
He does.
Audiences could actually see themselves in McClane
Yeah.
in a way they just couldn't with like the big action stars at the time.
They just couldn't buy it. No.
Right.
And you can't talk about Die Hard without talking about Hans Gruber,
Oh, for sure.
Alan Rickman.
I mean, come on.
Legendary performance.
Absolutely legendary.
So good.
And you know what's crazy?
What?
This was Rickman's first film role.
Wow. Okay, so the Retro Rewind podcast, they talked about how Gruber was calculated and charming
Yes.
and stylish.
Oh, yeah, he had style.
But it was more than that.
Oh, total.
He was sophisticated. He was witty.
Absolutely.
It just elevates him so much
It does.
above your typical action movie villain.
Way above.
Yeah, he wasn't just a brute force antagonist.
Yeah.
Like you said, he was a thinking man's adversary.
Totally. You're right. There's this chess match between McClane and Gruber.
Yes.
Mentally and physically.
Yeah.
It makes the movie so gripping.
It does. It really does.
And, that adds a whole new layer to the action genre.
It does.
It's not just about who can punch harder.
Right.
It's about outsmarting the other guy.
It's about brains.
Yes. And honestly, that's a legacy that's still going today.
Oh, absolutely.
You think about, even today, right?
Yeah.
Some of the biggest action movies.
Uh-huh.
You've got your confined settings,
Yeah.
your lone hero
Yep.
facing crazy odds,
Oh, yeah.
a villain with the brains to match the brawn.
You're so right.
It's like,
It's all Die Hard, Speed,
oh yeah,
Air Force One,
oh yeah.
The Rock. It's all.
It's like they took the blueprint
Yes.
and just ran with it.
Exactly.
But it's more than just the plot structure, though.
Oh, it is.
Right. It's that balance
Yeah.
of the intense action
Uh,
with the humor,
yep.
the hero's vulnerability,
Yeah. Yes.
the villain's intellect.
That's it.
All hallmarks of Die Hard
Huh.
that have become
Findet
standard
Spritz
for
of
action
Fender.
movies
Too
now.
much. Yeah.
But okay,
Yeah.
here's a question the podcast brought up.
Okay.
Is Die Hard actually a Christmas movie?
Ah, the age-old debate.
I know. The Retro Rewind hosts,
Yeah.
they were firmly in the yes camp.
Interesting.
What do you think?
Well, it does have all of those elements, right?
It
It
takes-
did the Christmas party,
Yeah.
the Christmas tree, the music.
The music, yeah.
But I think the debate goes deeper than that.
Oh, for sure.
Like, what about the themes?
Exactly. It's about family, redemption, good versus evil.
Right. Like those classic holiday themes.
Yeah. Even McClane's determination to reunite with his wife
Yes.
just feels extra meaningful.
It does.
During the holidays,
For sure.
you can even say that the Christmas setting,
Yeah.
it adds like a layer of irony, right?
Yeah.
Totally.
Totally. Contrasting the violence and chaos with the ideals of peace and goodwill.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And it makes for a fun discussion.
It does.
Like, it's practically a holiday tradition to
Yeah.
argue about whether Die Hard is a Christmas movie
You're right.
or not. But let's move on to something else the podcast mentioned,
Okay.
the trivia.
Love it.
Okay, did you know that Frank Sinatra was initially offered the role of John McClane?
Wait, seriously?
Yeah, Frank Sinatra.
Wow, that's wild.
It was because of some contractual rights
Ah.
from an earlier adaptation of the book
Oh, interesting.
that Die Hard is based on.
Wow.
But can you imagine
I mean,
Sinatra as McClane?
it's hard to picture.
So different.
It really is.
It makes you appreciate how much Bruce Willis's casting
Yeah,
shaped the entire movie
absolutely.
and maybe even the whole action genre.
Totally.
And the podcast mentioned that other big names were considered too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like Stallone and Schwarzenegger.
Wow.
Crazy, right?
It is. Like, what would the action movie landscape even look like
I know.
if Die Hard had gone a completely different way?
It's mind-blowing.
It is. But what we got, I mean, it changed the game.
It did.
Iconic hero and villain.
Yeah.
Blueprint for so many films.
So many.
And that whole Christmas movie debate.
Still going strong.
It's amazing.
So we've talked about the impact of Die Hard,
Haha.
its legacy,
Yeah.
and even that whole Christmas movie debate.
Oh, it's a big one.
But here's something the podcast didn't really get into.
Okay.
If Die Hard was made today,
Oh, interesting.
who would be your dream casting?
Ooh, okay.
For John McClane
All right.
and Hans Gruber.
Okay, for McClane,
Yeah.
I think you need someone, who can balance that everyman vulnerability
Yeah.
with some grit.
Totally.
That determination.
For sure.
Someone who can pull off the dry humor
Yeah.
while running around barefoot.
Right. You got to believe they're just a regular guy
Yeah, yeah,
in this crazy situation.
absolutely.
So who fits that bill?
I think Oscar Isaac could be interesting.
Ooh.
He's got the intensity.
Yeah.
He can do action. He can do drama.
Yeah, he can.
And I think he's got the charisma to pull off McClane's sarcasm.
Yeah. I like it. Oscar Isaac,
Yeah.
a modern-day John McClane.
I think so.
Okay, now the villain, Hans Gruber.
Right.
We need someone suave,
Yeah,
sophisticated,
for sure.
even a little menacing.
Oh, absolutely. Someone who just oozes intelligence,
Yeah?
just captivating,
Yes.
even when they're being totally ruthless.
Okay, so who? Who are you thinking?
What about Dev Patel?
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's an interesting choice.
right.
I wouldn't have expected that.
But I think he could do it.
Yeah, he's got the presence,
Yeah,
and he can handle this complex roles.
absolutely.
He could bring something totally new to Hans Gruber.
I think so, yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, it's about finding actors who can,
Yeah.
pay homage to the originals, but also bring their own thing,
Yes.
that unique energy.
It's what makes Die Hard so timeless.
Exactly.
It can be reinterpreted, reimagined,
Uh-huh.
but it still holds on to those core elements
Yes.
that made it a classic.
Absolutely.
So what does all this mean for you,
Yeah.
our listener?
Hopefully.
Hopefully this deep dive
Yeah.
has given you a new appreciation for Die Hard.
I hope so.
Because it's not just an action movie.
It's not?
It's a cultural touchstone
It really is.
that's had this lasting impact
It has.
on filmmaking.
And it reminds us,
Yeah.
heroes can come from anywhere.
Yeah.
Brains can be just as powerful as brawn.
Uh-huh.
And even amidst explosions and gunfire,
Yeah.
there's always room for some holiday cheer.
Always.
Or at least,
Yeah.
a good debate about it.
Healthy debate, yeah.
Exactly.
So next time you're looking for a film
Yeah.
with action, humor, heart,
Mhm.
and maybe even a little holiday spirit,
To watch.
you know what to watch. Yippee-ki-yay.
Let us know who you would cast in a modern-day Die Hard.
Yeah. Hit us up.
We want to hear your picks.